And all right, good afternoon, citizens of the kingdom of heaven. Your lives are being governed by the government of the kingdom. And I always want to reemphasize that when we talk about the kingdom of heaven, we're referring to the government of the kingdom of heaven that govern our lives on earth as being citizens of the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and of course, we know that the kingdom of heaven is a place, is a country where every spirit being, every law, everything is in existence, conform 100% to the will of the king, the will of Elohim. Wanted to remind you of something, and we want to look at the book of Matthew first. Excuse me. We're going to look at the book of Matthew and deal with some things that's relevant to what's going on right now. And we have a message, the completion of the mark from heaven over America. You know, the first half of the last Hebrew alphabet word letter is Tav. And I'm going to show you that real briefly too, also, because we're going to be teaching that and show you how Tav is actually going to be marked over America, the completion of it. The first part of that Hebrew letter word have already taken place with an eclipse, and this next eclipse coming in 2024 is going to complete that. Now, Tav means to mark, and the extension of the revelatory meaning of that word is when I'm marked because of what's in my belief system, my identity, where I come from, what culture I'm a part of, what covenant laws I'm in agreement with. Some people get tattoos as a symbol of what particular group that they're in. Some people wear different color jackets and different colors and stuff. This denotes what even gangs do with different colors, what part of what particular gang they're a part of. It's everywhere. And that is just denoting what this person is in agreement with in terms of their belief system, of what source of thought they agree with. So when you're looking at the Tav, it also means covenant, it means cross, it means to identify, it means to mark. And I'm going to get into that a little later, and just catch our broadcast or catch us on the one of our social media platforms. We're going to deal with that. We already been teaching it in our personal development study. We've been teaching on what to expect, what's ahead, what's going to take place in 2024, 5784 on the Hebrew calendar, relative to this Tav, this sign from heaven being completed. So you see Matthew 7, this NIV version, and it declares nation will rise against nation. And now the United States is 50 individual countries, 50 individual countries that has come together, but it's really not together. You have two political parties. That's the vision right there. Each state has a governor to govern that state. You get federal laws and you have state laws. All right, so when you said nation against nation, and kingdom is against kingdom, there's the political part, kingdom, government against government, and nation relative to ethnic groups and communities of people that are being governed by law. He said, this is what's going to happen. Now, we're in the last of the last days, and here it is right here. He said, famines, we experience that, earthquakes in various places. Now, watch this. All of these are the beginning of birth pains. The baby that is in labor that he's making reference to is the tribulation period. It's the birthing of the last 7 years of the 490-year prophecy that Daniel understood. We are right now on that last 70 years or 70 weeks of years. We're in between the 69 and the 70. So he's making reference to that last 7 years of the consummation of everything as we see it now, that Daniel prophesied about, all through scriptures prophesied about. And this is the birth pains or labor pains. This baby is coming forth of tribulation, the last 7 years, what he's making reference to. Now, slip down to verse 14. Now, verse 11. I tell you what, let's look at 10. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other. Keyword hate. And many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. There's a new world religion coming on the scene. And the forerunners of this religion, that mandate is being carried out by music, musicians, singers, celebrities, entertainers are the ones who have primary influence on most people. And they are the ones who are carrying forerunners of this new religion that's coming, that the anti-Messiah is going to set over it as God himself. I use the word. Okay, now hate each other. Many false prophets read that. All right, and look at verse 12. Because of the increase of iniquity, and that's one thing in 2024, and what, 7 years, right at 5 years ago, the eclipse hit right during an election. We taught the message from the word, gave the word to the people who would listen, and you had hatred and division revealed in this country. The core nature of the government, the people who were in the government, and the people that are here was revealed. That's what that sword, the Tav, it actually looked like two swords together. And when you cut covenants, and covenants expose the stipulations and agreements and the true character and nature of the participants of the covenant. So all of this stuff was exposed that was already here. And a lot of hate that was already there just came out in the open. It got permission to just be the loudest one on the block, in other words. So he said, because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. All right. The love of most will grow cold. Now, Roe versus Wade. Now, and the scripture talks about in 2 Thessalonians, it talks about D-lie, or first talk about D-lie, that people who are deceived believe. And we know who the source of D-lie is. It's old Lucifer, the old serpent. Yeshua told us in Yochanan 8 that the religious group, he said, you of your father, Satan, old Lucifer, the old serpent, the father of lies, and you desire to carry out his will, because he is the father or the source of lies. He's the source of deceit. He's the source of perverted music, song, dance, and entertainment. That's the core of his nature. He was built like that, but it's perverted now. So in terms of lies being told with the Roe versus Wade, listen to, don't just jump on the first train to stop by. The Supreme Court said it wasn't in the Constitution. So federal law supposedly, being upheld by the Supreme Court. And they said, well, it's not in Constitution, so we got to get rid of it. Remember, United States is 50 countries with their own state laws. And what happened? People jumping out here, oh, we done lost our rights. Women done lost our rights. Poor women gonna have a hard time, blah, blah, blah. You haven't lost no rights. You haven't lost anything. That's federal. States have their own laws governing that. Most of the democratic states, check out some good sources. It won't affect them at all because they have laws in place to already counter that. The red states is going to be the ones where the controversy is, and if about to have to fight against it, it'll be them. But look at all the people out here marching for nothing. The lie, deception. The spirit of deception is using government policy to increase the spirit of division, and there is more exposure and a building up to what Yeshua said these labor pains going to full manifest in terms of total division and schism and chaos and lawlessness. And that's the old serpents, that's his dominion. That's his kingdom. He's not a king. Yeshua took the keys he had, but the place that he dominated in is division, hate, chaos, lawlessness. That's where he operated at. All right. So rather than looking at this as, oh, I'm losing my rights, that's not it. That's not it. It's creating more lies and more division and increasing more hate. You have the good boys or po boys, good boys, whatever you call them. This white supremacist extremist group that Donald Trump give them orders. They just another word, just Ku Klux Klans, more than Ku Klux Klans. That's all it is. and white extremist group, the 3%ers, all check some sources out. They are really active now. Spirit of hate. I was listening to something on one of the past President Kennedy, and he was saying that the Black citizens of the country weren't treated right and they got to do something about it. You know what the spirit of hate did? The spirit of hate murdered him. Yes, it did. It murdered him. The spirit of hate assassinated Dr. Martin Luther King when he started talking about native-born Black Americans getting paid for the damage that had been done. This is a spirit of hate, spirit of hate. So relative to you all who are citizens of the kingdom, government of heaven, you are saints, ambassadors here on a mission, don't get stirred by this. These are labor pains. Start rejoicing. The predictive prophecy of the word is coming to pass right before your face, right before your face. More division is going to take place in different areas. Hate is going to increase. Riots are going to increase. What Yeshua said is increasing. You can't change that. So I want to share that with you so you won't focus on the things that are going on in the secular government and the world. Focus on what is going on in terms of this whole thing winding up, and the spirit of prophecy is speaking, slapping us in the face, talking to us right now. Okay, so Roe versus Wade, you know, and people just, everywhere you look, check it out. Oh, women, we done lost our rights. Oh, this is gonna hurt the poor women. This is gonna hurt this, hurt those. No. You still going down there and murdering unborn children, and it's legal. It's legal in the secular government. Now, relative to citizens of the government, kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of heaven govern us, and our constitutions state clearly what the law is regarding murdering and taking innocent life. You can't do it. If you do it, you're a criminal. No excuses. And then some will go into, what if it was incest? What if it was rape? Do you know how many native-born Black Americans were raped and their children are living today? Incest, the word mother, elf, that's where they come from, where they put a sack over the young Black boy head and make him go in the room and have sex with his mother. I believe after 1808, and his sisters, they would know who it was and get them pregnant so they wouldn't have to buy men to enslave them. But you here, you weren't aborted, all right? So still, regardless, the law is clear. You are not to take innocent blood. It's a violation of the law of procreation, the law of the seed that the Father put in place for human beings to reproduce after their own kind. Now, sorry, Charlie, there are no excuses. We are not criminals. We don't participate in that. And if you are, change the way that you think and get the word in you, get the laws of the kingdom in you, the government you're supposed to be governing your lives by, and you will have a better life to live, and things will work out but better for you. And as I always say, life, the more laws we learn, the easier life get. All right, so I want to share that with you so you'll know our stance at Empowerment Faith Kingdom Center for Ambassadors. This is our Constitution. We only state our Constitution, never our opinions. As ambassadors, we don't have a right to state our opinions. We only state what our Constitution say. We only stand in a position that reflect the will and desire of our King. Love you much, appreciate you much, and shalom.